for 30 years. And all of us who were in the same center and like other centers, we had taken some sort of an oath that we will all continue to be there and will not leave the institution. So sort of institutional loyalty was built into many of us being there. And that's the reason that I was there for 30 years, and similarly all others who joined with us, they were all there for 30 years or 35 years. And some younger people who joined later, they all continue to be there. I think JNU is a tribe. That tribalism I have seen among the students of JNU all over the country whom I meet very, very often, even though, as Ashraf said, I have not taught them formally in different parts of the country. And it is rarely that I have gone to a city in this country where JNU students, 3, 4, 5 of them, have not got together and spent an evening with us. I think that's the tribalism, which is tribalism not of emotion, but an intellectual tribalism. And it is because of that JNU has been what JNU is. And what is JNU also? You all know what JNU as an institution has done to you. But when you look at it, retrospectively, JNU represents an idea. An idea has, more than one dimension. I do not know whether you are aware of it. When JNU started as an alternative to a possible institution in our country. And that possible institution was institution of a foreign university. There was this discussion at that time in Delhi among the higher-ups, those who were influential enough, to have a university in this country which is imported from outside, which will give us the so-called, quality education. I think very many people in this country were concerned about this at that time. Today that concern may not be there, but at that time they were very concerned about it and suggested that what we need is an Indian institution of our own, which should be able to give to the students an atmosphere of free discussion and debate and a critical approach towards our own society. And as a result of that, JNU came into being. And if you look at the early discussions in JNU was not set up within a day or within a year. A long debate and discussion about what each center should be. And when that took place, JNU developed not only an academic perspective, but a perspective which was philosophically radical in the context of that time. And as a part of it also, an openness and sense of social justice. These all together, joined together, constituted what JNU has been during these years. But then in the functioning of an institution, it's not easy. An institution evolves very easily. It takes time. And there will also be a lot of contradictions within. And JNU has gone through that, and I think that we all become richer by such contradictions within the institution. As a result of that, I think one of the most interesting part of being in JNU has been the type of atmosphere that was created. About 6 months back, when I was in Delhi, JNU students came and invited me for the after-dinner talk, which I think is the most interesting institution of the university. And I went there about 9:30 and continued the discussion and talking till 2 o'clock in the morning. And then, of course, I said, I'm already young, so I had to go and sleep. And so I went, it sort of induced me. I mean, it's a place where I have spoken so many times in the hostels, but the fact that the experience continues, and I think there are at least more than 1,000 students in that hall. I mean, a big hall, which is one of the new hostels, and went on discussing. So that institution is a representative of the intellectual interest that the students have taken. That is to say, the university is not known only for the academic achievement that students and teachers they do. That's very important. That's what the university is meant for. But at the same time, the university is also known for the critical inputs that the university can make to society. Those who manage society often do not have time or energy to think critically about themselves. But somebody else has to do that thinking critically for the society, and that is what the universities are meant for. But unfortunately, the universities in our country have not fulfilled that role by and large. And I suppose JNU was the initial attempt to introduce and create an institution of that nature. Whether it has succeeded fully in that or not is a different matter altogether. But it is that idea which was inbuilt into the students and teachers. And therefore, when Swapna told me about the effort to have a JNU group here in Kerala, I thought there is one area in which the JNUites could contribute, and that, I hope there is no press person there. The Kerala society has been very short of intelligent, involved, and to some extent impartial debate and discussion. Not that we do not have exchange of ideas. We have, I think, more than anybody else, publications which take up issues after issues, either existing issues or non-existing issues, but it happens all the time. But I think more involved, more critical, more socially oriented, social justice oriented discussions are necessary, and perhaps it may not be happening, as it should. I don't know whether it is possible for JNUites to form a network group and have continuous discussion on issues of common interest, issues of social interest, issues of political interest, etc., etc. That may perhaps add a new dimension. We need not say, improve the quality of public discussion, but add a new dimension to the discussions, necessary discussions in Kerala society. That is perhaps one area in which the emerging organization group can think of. Secondly, I think it's also necessary in Kerala to improve, to change, to reform the quality of higher education. I do not know how many of you are directly in teaching, but there is a lot of wealth of knowledge, wealth of experience that we have inherited from institutions like JNU and others, indeed others. Is it possible that wealth of experience we brought to the notice of serious discussion. I mean, for instance, is there a philosophy of education that informs the nature of teaching and research that is going on in Kerala? I mean, are we only thinking in terms of minor reforms to accommodate certain social interests? Or is there a possibility of a continuous flow of an educational scenario in which people participate from the point of view of knowledge production? Even if you will not discuss that, it's inbuilt into it. I think such a philosophy has got to be thought of. The philosophy does not exist. Either interests of a particular group or another group, etc., might come into the picture. But such a philosophy is not there. I think all of you who have spent your time in JNU have that wealth of experience as far as the method is concerned. And that method in the field of education has got to be publicly debated. I thought I'll just put these two ideas before you as possible areas of discussion. And let me conclude by saying that I'm very happy to be with you this morning, and thank you for asking me to be present. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. This is our philosophy or the concept note of this program.
JNUയെ കുറിച്ച് ഒരു വിദ്യാർത്ഥിയും ഇപ്പോൾ അധ്യാപകനെന്നുള്ള നിലയ്ക്ക് കുറേയധികം ഓർമ്മകളും അനുഭവങ്ങളുമുണ്ട്. പൊതുവിൽ JNUയെ കുറിച്ചൊരു പോസിറ്റീവ് ഇമേജാണുള്ളത്. അതിലെ പോസിറ്റീവ് അംശം ഒരുപാട് ഷെയർ ചെയ്യുന്ന ആളുമാണ്. അതിൽ പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട ഒരു സംഗതി അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു ഡെമോക്രാറ്റിക് കൾച്ചർ ആണ്. ആ ഒരു ജനാധിപത്യ സംസ്കാരം, അഭിപ്രായങ്ങൾ പറയാനും അഭിപ്രായങ്ങൾ ഒരുപക്ഷെ അന്യോന്യം തല്ലിയും കൊന്നുമൊന്നും അല്ലാതെ പ്രകടിപ്പിക്കാനും ഒക്കെ സാധിക്കുന്ന ഒരു അറ്റ്മോസ്ഫിയർ. അത് പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ഞാനൊരു കണ്ണൂർ ജില്ലക്കാരനാണ്, പയ്യന്നൂരിൽ നിന്നാണ്. പയ്യന്നൂർ കോളേജിലെയൊക്കെ അനുഭവം വെച്ച് കോളേജിലൊക്കെ പഠിക്കുന്ന കാലത്ത് എന്തെങ്കിലും രാഷ്ട്രീയ അഭിപ്രായമുള്ള ആളാണെങ്കിൽ കോഴ്സൊക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞ് ജീവനോട് തിരിച്ചെത്തുക എന്നുള്ളത് തന്നെ വലിയൊരു വിജയമായിരുന്നു. അതൊക്കെ നോക്കുമ്പോൾ അഭിപ്രായങ്ങൾ പറയാനും അത് ജനാധിപത്യ രീതിയിൽ പ്രകടിപ്പിക്കാനും ഒരുപക്ഷെ ആ അഭിപ്രായങ്ങളെ കുറച്ചൊക്കെ പുറത്തേക്ക് എത്തിക്കാനും സാധിക്കുന്ന ഒരു സ്ഥലമായിരുന്നു JNU. ഒരുപക്ഷെ ഇന്നും അതിനുള്ള സാധ്യതകൾ ഉണ്ട്. അത് അവസാനിച്ചിട്ടില്ല എന്നുള്ളത് വലിയൊരു ശുഭോദർക്കമായിട്ടുള്ള സംഗതി. ഒരുപക്ഷെ വളരെ പുതിയ അക്കാദമികമായിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ, സൈദ്ധാന്തികമായിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഒക്കെ ചർച്ച ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് വളരെയധികം അവസരങ്ങളുണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ട്. JNU അതിൽ വളരെ സ്റ്റാൾവാർട്സ് എന്ന് പറയാവുന്ന ഒരുപാട് അധ്യാപകരുടെ പേരിൽ തന്നെയാണ് അറിയപ്പെടുന്നത്. നമുക്കറിയാം, റോമിള താപ്പറെ പോലുള്ളവർ. അതേസമയം JNUവിൻ്റെ സ്ട്രെങ്ത് എന്നും അതിൻ്റെ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾ തന്നെയായിരുന്നു. അതിലൊരു സംശയവും. പലപ്പോഴും സ്വന്തമായി പഠിക്കാനും റിസർച്ച് ചെയ്യാനും കാര്യങ്ങൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കാനും പ്രതികരിക്കാനും ഒക്കെയുള്ള ആ ഒരു വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളുടെ ആർജവമാണ് ആ യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിയുടെ ജീവൻ. അതിപ്പോഴും അതിൻ്റെ ജീവൻ അത് തന്നെയാണ്. അക്കാദമികമായിട്ട് JNUവിന് ഒരുപാട് ഗുണവശങ്ങളുണ്ട്, കുറേ ദോഷവശങ്ങളുമുണ്ട്. ദോഷവശങ്ങളിൽ ഒന്ന്, ജെ എൻ യു ഒരു കാലത്ത് വളരെ